Welcome back to 3 and Out. Today we're taking a look at the 5 craziest details in EA College Football 25's Dynasty mode. With the release of the Dynasty Deep Dive, it's pretty clear how much time and effort has gone into this game mode, and it's a lot more clear what it's actually going to look like. It's very detailed, and there's a lot you can do with it. So without further ado, let's get into the top 5 craziest things about this game mode. This first talking point I could probably make its own video on, but we're going to go through it a little bit in this one. I'm going to call it Game Day Feel. Starting off with dynamic attendance, the crowd actually responds to how the team is doing. So if you drop a couple games in a row, the attendance drops. You start winning again, the attendance goes back up. There's also some variability when it comes to commentary in this game. So with the big games, you have the obvious iconic duo of Chris Fowler and Kirk Herbstreit. But for any other games that are maybe of a lesser importance, you get another commentary booth, which is Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack. One thing that I think is super cool is they actually have recordings of crowds from teams around the country that they've used in this game to program how the crowds sound with crowd pops and reactions to different things throughout the game. They also have a bunch of other little intricate details throughout the game that are unique to teams, things like crowd chants, hand signals, and they even have helmet stickers unique to each school. So as a player goes throughout the season and has more accolades and accomplishments, those helmet stickers will increase. The next thing about this game mode is how crazy detailed the recruiting is. When it comes to recruits, each school is graded across 14 different categories on how appealing they are to recruits. These 14 categories include playing time, playing style, championship contender, program tradition, campus lifestyle, stadium atmosphere, pro potential, brand exposure, academic prestige, conference prestige, coach stability, athletic facilities, and finally proximity to home. The craziest part is each of these things varies in importance to recruits. So if you're lacking in one area like proximity to home, you can easily make that up with things like playing time and playing style. When it comes time to give your pitch to the recruit, you have 5 different options. You can offer a scholarship, search their social media, DM the player, contact friends and family, or send the house. Now, honestly, I think this might be the craziest part of this video. I mean, you're even able to search social media. You can DM the player, contacting friends and family. I'm super interested to see how each of these will look and how far you can take each of them. Next up is the transfer portal, and they've included it in this game in all of its glory and unpredictability. They mentioned in their deep dive article that some schools may face a mass exodus of players while others may be left untouched. They've emphasized that the process of recruiting someone out of the transfer portal in this game is super quick. There's a 4-week off-season recruiting period, and then transfers decide their decision on National Signing Day, and it's very similar to something like recruiting a high school recruit. With the transfer portal being a very new and evolving thing in college football, I'm super excited to see how they portrayed it in this game and how you can use it to your advantage. Next up is wear and tear, which is something that was included in the old NCAA football games, but let me tell you, this is something that they've really expanded on in EA College Football 25. You have an entire heat map of a player's body, and it includes areas that have taken hits or are injured, and even stats that are impacted because of these injuries. In the old NCAA games, you had players getting hurt mid-game, and you basically had to decide whether or not to sub them out depending on the severity of the injury. But in this new game, you have basically an entire medical chart to help you make a decision on whether to play them or not. Now, in the old games, it was very rare that I heeded the advice of the injuries within the game, but in this new one, I feel like it might be a little more important that you do. Finally, we have conference realignment, which you can pretty much do anything you want with in this game. Within Dynasty, you can edit conferences to have as little as 4 teams or as many as 20 schools. You can also choose to be an independent and set your own schedule, but it actually plays into the playoff seeding and whether or not you get a number 1 overall seed with a first-round bye because you don't have a conference championship. You also have full control over a set of rules within the conference, which includes whether or not it has divisions, the names of the divisions if they exist, the number of conference games, if it has a conference championship game or not, the location of the conference championship game, and then the championship game selection criteria. But I think the coolest small little detail within this conference realignment in the game is that the patches on the jerseys and the logos on the field change dynamically depending on what conference you're in. Well, there you have it. Those are the 5 craziest details in EA College Football 25's Dynasty mode. Be sure to let us know in the comments what you think is the craziest part of this game mode and what you're most excited to do when you first get the game. If you like what you saw in this video, please do consider subscribing, liking the video, turning on the notification bell, all of that good stuff. Your support means the world to us, and we love doing this. Be sure to stick around for more EA College Football 25 content when the game comes out, and even more college football content as the season starts up. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.